What's up everyone, Lex DeVille here, and today we're talking about headlines on Upwork proposals. Should you use them? Are they worth your time? And if so, what should you use? For those who don't know me, I'm Lex DeVille, and on this channel we help people escape corporate prison and build a freelance empire. We share lots of freelance tips and tutorials, so if you're new, consider subscribing. Today's video is about headlines in your Upwork proposal. Should you use them? And are they worth your time? Got a lot going on lately, by the way. We have a flash deal in this video that is related to this topic. You can see that down in the description below. It's a limited time offer for those who want that. But let's talk about these headlines. So you're writing your Upwork proposals. You're trying to get your proposal to stand out from the crowd. Maybe you are using you-focused technique, assuming you're using it properly. A lot of people don't use it properly and they fail, and then they blame the technique for not working when that's not actually the case. It is their individual technique, not the you-focused technique. But let's assume that you're doing it properly. You are starting off by talking about the client. You are using the word you before I. You are addressing their problems and their needs, and then showing yourself as a connection, as a solution for those problems and needs. How do you get yourself to stand out from everyone else so that the client reads your profile? I think that a solid answer for this is to write a headline at the top of your proposal. And the reason you do this is because it's one short sentence. It's maybe not even a sentence. It can be one word, it could be 3 words, it could be 5 to 11 words. The point is, it's short, it's sweet, it's to the point, and it's apart from all of the other parts of your proposal. It's one separate line at the top. That is what a headline is. And the sole purpose of that headline is to grab client attention. It is to say something that gets them to take a closer look. And in my opinion, I think it is worth it to add headlines. I think headlines are important in 2019 and beyond. I think that it's not enough to just start with, hey there, how you doing? Whatever it is you're starting with. You can still try that. It'll still get you hired sometimes, or it'll at least get you the interview sometimes. But I have better results when I use headlines. And there's different types of headlines you can use depending on the type of client that you're approaching. If you are approaching a client who has a more casual or a more friendly or a more funny brand, then you might want to use a funny headline. And I've done this a lot of times where I'll just say something funny at the top. It doesn't even have to be related to what I'm writing in my proposal. It can just be something funny. But the more related or relevant I make it to the job I'm applying for, the better the results are going to be. If I'm applying to something a little more structured or corporate-y or professional, then I'll want to use a professional headline that addresses some issue the client has or the problem that they have, and I'll want to suggest that I'm the solution for that problem. Sometimes I just state as the headline directly what the client says they're looking for. So if the client says, hi, I'm looking for a direct response copywriter to write copy for my pet brand, I might put at the top that I am a pet brand direct response copywriter. Just write pet brand direct response copywriter for hire. That would be the headline. And it's really simple. It shows instantly. Like if I'm a client scrolling through these proposals looking for something that stands out to me, looking for the exact keywords, and I see the words pet brand direct response copywriter, it's 5 words. If I see those words and I know I typed those exact things in my job post, it jumps off the page at me. It jumps off the page at me because I'm specifically looking for those words, and it jumps off the page because it's separate. It is a single line at the top of your proposal. So I see it, I read it, it connects with me. It shows that you might be a possible solution to my problem because you said that you are the exact thing that I need. And this is the value of headlines. So there's so many different ways that you can do headlines. The main thing is that you have to consider the context of the job and of the client. You have to read through the proposals and think about what kind of client this is. read through the job post, and think about what kind of client this is. Is this person a serious person? Are they more casual? What does their writing say about them? Are they creative? Are they funny? Do they spend a lot of time on details in their job post, or do they just write a very small amount of text? You have to think about all of these things, take them all into consideration, and then form a headline that's going to fit that individual person. So it's not even just the job, it's about fitting that individual person. And that takes a little bit of reading between the lines. And when you do that, you can find headlines that are going to jump off the page for that person. So when you're reading through these job posts, you want to consider the industry. What industry is this? Is this an industrial industry? Is it a blue-collar industry? Is it a trade industry? Those are going to be more serious. You're going to want to use headlines that are going to be more serious and speak to those kind of people. Is it something where it is more creative, illustration, graphics, graphic design, anything that has to do with creativity, artwork, music, stuff like that? You are going to want to use a headline that uses creative words, that uses philosophical words, exponential or expansive words, connected words, things that artists would use. If you are targeting something casual, friendly, fun, then funny headlines are okay. And for instance, let's say I was targeting a fun copywriting job. This is one I've used in the past. So I might write, fun copywriter, and I smell good too. That would be my headline. That's one I've used in the past. It had great results, and in the past it made people laugh. I don't know if it does now, because a lot of people have used that same headline because they saw that I used it. But fun copywriter, and I smell good too. It's like a little joke. It's stupid. It's not even that funny, but the people who are reading it are like, what is this guy talking about, And I'm looking for, if I'm a client and I'm looking for someone who has a sense of humor, or at least has some kind of weird quirk about them, then that's going to stand out to me. Another headline trick you can use, or tip, whatever you want to call it, the more of a story you can tell in your headline, in just a few short words, the more it's going to stand out to most clients. So whenever you're thinking about the words that you want to write in these few 5 to 11 words maybe, what can you say that is going to tell the story of who you are, what problem you solve, and what makes you the potential solution for that? Be thinking about that. It's a microscript. If you haven't read the microscript rules, it is a really good book on this topic, and it will help you build awesome headlines that get attention. And that's something to be thinking about, is the story that your headline either directly tells or indirectly tells with the words. What story are you trying to form? Are you trying to form yourself as a professional? If so, you need to use different words than if you're trying to form yourself as a casual headline writer. So be thinking about that. So I wanted to just drop this in here as a video for this Friday. Headlines work. They work very well in Upwork proposals. Whenever you're writing, let's say cold outreach, let's talk about that real quick, because I got a cold outreach email. It was either yesterday or this morning. Said the title was Lex, Quick Question. And Quick Question is a pretty well-known headline or subject line for email outreach. It's a good headline for getting people to open your emails. It's not a good headline for getting people to respond to your service emails. So, man, this is a topic we've talked about before, but it was so annoying. I looked at it, I saw Lex, quick question, I instantly knew it was some kind of cold outreach. But the question for me was, is this somebody who's asking me a legitimate question, or is this somebody who's going to spam me their services? Open the email, spam. That is not the way to approach cold email. We've talked about that in other videos, we've talked about that in my courses. So if you're going to use these like direct response email subject lines, quick question, hey, things like that, for the love of God, you have to build a relationship with people first. It does not work. You do not just send 1,000 emails with your spammy little 4 lines of messages. Hey, I saw that you do videos on freelancing, and I'm a creative who helps video freelancers get more clients. Respond to me if you want to talk. That's a horrible cold email. That is a horrible cold email. God, we're getting off topic, but this annoyed me so much because I opened it because it said quick question, but then I got spammed with a stupid spam message. If you're going to use quick question, ask me a legitimate question and try to build a relationship with me. And then maybe later, at some point down the road, we'll talk about working together. But there's no way in hell you're going to get people to respond to you if you just spam your services after saying quick question. So just be thinking about that. But Upwork proposal headlines or proposal headlines on any website, at People Per Hour and other websites where you would do freelance work, those are going to work very well. They can even work in emails, but for most cold email outreach, I would use something like quick question. I probably wouldn't use that anymore because it's way overused unless I was just really asking a question. I would probably just use hey or hey Lex or something like that. Use headlines, that's the point. Let's talk about the flash deal. The flash deal is related to Upwork proposal headlines. So in the flash deal below, I have created some different headlines examples to show you different jobs and then also the headlines that I might write for those job posts. So headlines that I would write in my proposal, at the top of my proposal, to get that client's attention. And we'll do several different industries. We'll do inside that flash deal, it has not only different industries, but different like services. So web design, copywriting, things like that, article writing. If you do illustration, I'll put some illustration ones in there, and there will just be several examples. So drop down into the description if you want to know more about that. It is going to be there for a limited time, and you can check that out whenever you're ready. That's all I got for this one. If you have any comments on this, let me know in a comment down below. If you have used headlines with success, let me know. If you haven't used them, let me know that too. It's all good. I use them with success, and pretty much every proposal I write these days now has that. Now has some kind of headline at the top, whether it's funny, whether it's professional, whether it's just a few words that directly state what the client is asking for. Almost all of my proposals have that because I just want them to stand out a little bit more when they're there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed, and also remember to click the notification bell right next to the subscribe button if you want to get these updates. That's all I've got for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Lex DeVille, and I'll see you next time.